You're on air with Jaimee, the show for female founders looking to scale their business to 7 figures and beyond. Today's episode is brought to you by The Shift, my one-on-one intensive session where we will completely shift the trajectory of your business in just 7 days. Let's kick this episode off with what's hot and what's not in the industry this week. Something I am absolutely loving this week in the industry is actually the engagement in real and raw conversations all across social media. And yeah, I'm particularly talking about my social media, and this is all totally relevant and in theme with today's episode. But before I dive into that, I have been having some very, very real and raw, and let's just say unfiltered as fuck conversations, particularly over on my Instagram stories. And I know that if you follow me, you are loving it because my engagement has been absolutely through the roof in this last week. And I have had so many people reaching out and engaging in the conversation further, which I fucking love. We need to all start being so much more social on social media instead of sitting in our high towers thinking that people are just there to follow us and consume our content and not actually have conversations with us. When you can have those, in-depth conversations and continue a conversation that you've started, you're not only building more of a relationship with people, but it really gives you so much more to work with and to open yourself up to other people's perspectives and also to give you insight as to how your content is landing with people. And I am just so here for it. What is not hot in the industry this week is actually what this entire episode is going to be based around. So this is inspired, like I said, by a set of Instagram stories that I posted through the week. And it has honestly opened up so many amazing conversations and so many of you saying that you totally understood and felt me when I was talking about this. Now, my issue is, and I speak about this all the time, the personal development and coaching industry at the moment is absolutely rife with information that is potentially very damaging to clients. It is information that is keeping you stuck in the problem-solving narrative, focusing on the problems, focusing on the healing, focusing on the limiting beliefs and rewriting them and the shadow work and all of that stuff, rather than being focused on where you desire to go and what you are creating in your business. Now, the reason that this is a problem is because we know that where our focus goes, energy flows. When you are so focused on the healing side and doing the shadow work and literally looking for things that aren't working in your business in order to fix them, that is literally where all of your attention and focus and energy is going. And you are completely missing just focusing on the things that you desire to focus on. It's wasted energy. It is absolutely wasted energy. Now, I'm not here to say that you don't need to do mindset work or shadow work or any of that. I mean, the truth is, you actually don't need to do any of that. I've spoken to this before as well. There are literally millionaires and billionaires in this world who do not do shadow work, who do not rewire their limiting beliefs. They simply go for the things that they desire and they bring them into their reality. The action part is actually where it's all at. The real issue is that when you become so focused on all of these things and when you get so caught up in your resistance and your limiting beliefs, you stop taking action. You stop taking the right action. You stop taking action from the energy that is actually going to help pull things into your reality and help you be magnetic and help you level up your income and do all of the things that you know you are here to do. Now, I recorded an entire episode on this a few episodes back. Actually, I'll find for you what it is called so that you can go and listen to this one in depth because I really want this to land for you. I really want this to land for you. The episode was called Your Healing Journey is Keeping You Stuck. And it is literally all about this problem-solving mindset, this problem-solving narrative, and exactly how being caught in these cycles of personal development is literally keeping you stuck, right? I want this to land for you because this is where the work that I do is so different to everyone else online. And, yes, okay, we can all sit and be like, well, everyone's different because we all have a different way of saying things and we all have a different way of doing things. And, that's fine and wonderful. But what I really want you to see is that when you are in my world, yes, we're doing deep inner work. Yes, we're reprogramming your subconscious. Yes, we're shifting your identity. Yes, we're doing all of those things. We're becoming an energetic match. We're quantum leaping. We are manifesting. We're doing all that amazing stuff. But that is actually not where the focus is. The focus is on what you desire to bring into your reality, how you're going to bring it into your reality, and then finally, what is in the way of bringing that into your reality. I do not believe in digging around in your subconscious mind, looking for things, looking for resistance, looking for limiting beliefs. It is just not productive to you, and it is so fucking dangerous. It is wasted energy, and it will keep you from reaching the things that you desire when you get stuck in these cycles, right? And so today, what I want to give you is some things that I've literally seen in the industry over the last couple of weeks. I've heard it on podcasts. I've reflected with other people on this stuff. I want to give you these as tangible examples of exactly what I'm talking about when I say you are getting stuck in the problem-solving narrative due to these coaches and people in the industry who are basically keeping you stuck, right? Now, this episode, of course, comes with a trigger warning because you may listen to this and realize, shit, as a coach, as a service provider, I've actually been doing this. That's fine. Now you get to change your ways. I always believe know better, do better. I took that approach when I had my son, and I have carried that approach with me ever since then. When you know better, you can do better, right? And so that's really why I think it's so important to share on this. So number one, you as a consumer can see these trends and can basically unplug yourself from them and plug yourself into being in the creative narrative, which is the things that I do, right? Or you as a service provider can recognize how you might be doing these things and you can literally shift up your ways. It's honestly such a simple change in the way that we speak and the way that we set up the structure of our calls with people. This isn't a big complicated thing, right? But we need to start making these changes to further help the transformation of our clients. And so that you, again, as the consumer, if you're in this world, if you're doing the personal development and the mindset work, so that you can start seeing bigger and better transformations for yourself and for your business. Okay. So the first piece of information that I heard, read, listened to over the last few days that honestly sent me so many red flags was and this is a very in general narrative about how there are so many coaches in particular that are agitating the absolute fuck out of people through their conversations. And I'm not even just talking about their clients. This isn't just about the paid clients. It's about colleagues and friends and just anyone that you come in contact with. Your words hold weight. And while I do not believe that you should have to filter yourself for other people, this isn't what that's about, but it's about really making sure that the things that you are saying are actually going to be helpful and not harmful. Because the conversations that I'm seeing are actually very harmful to people. And the person who is saying it, the coach, the service provider who's actually imparting this wisdom, sharing their unsolicited opinions, sharing their unsolicited advice, and basically agitating the fuck out of other people, it's actually causing mega catastrophe behind the scenes of the other person's business. you don't realize that the words that you say, like I said, they hold weight. When you tell someone something like, you would be so much more successful if insert thing here that you've recognized, that literally puts that person into a downward spiral and puts them into searching for all of those things, right? First, it starts with that example that you've given. You'd be more successful if you showed up more on social media. Before you know it, that person has gone into the depths of their fucking brain looking for all of the other ways that they're holding themselves back, burning down a business that's already fucking successful and just needs maybe a few tweaks here, maybe some mindset shifts here, maybe a different level of embodiment to take it to a new level. They're burning that business to the ground because the words that you say actually matter. And I want that to really land, because there are too many people who are sitting on their high horses, literally creating content that is made to fire you up. It is made to trigger you. It is made to agitate you, right? That is how they are selling, because they post this piece of content about how, maybe the way that you show up in life is the way that you show up in business, and is the reason that you are not attracting clients that are ready to pay you, a 5-figure investment or more, right? And while there's always some elements of truth, there is never any context to these stories. And what happens is they dump this post that leaves you feeling like absolute fucking shit. You've consumed the content. You're now searching for all of these things, and you're like, oh my God, like I've got to hire that coach because this is my problem. This is why I haven't reached that next level of success. Now what? Like, what else am I doing wrong? And before you know it, your business is like, you're just a fucking mess of a person, right? And when you're in the beginning stages of business, you can pull back. You can pull back, you can go through that phase, you can sort out your stuff, you can heal, you can take time off, and you can calm down. When you have reached, multiple 6 figures in your business, and you have, private clients and courses on the go, you don't have that space to just retract, right? You don't have that space to just retract. You still have to show up in your business to some degree. And by consuming content like this and letting it put you into a spiral, you're actually affecting then how you show up for your clients, how you show up in your courses, how you show up on your social media, which is actually affecting your downline, your bottom line, right? You're in this spiral because someone's told you that the reason you're not successful is this, and you've gone off onto a spiral, and now all of a sudden that reason has just blown up because you're no longer magnetic. You're no longer showing up in your best energy. You're rife with self-doubt. You're in problem-solving narrative, looking for shit to fix instead of just focusing on that next level, the next thing that you want to achieve in your business and the people who are already paying you, right? This is a mega red flag for me. Like, I don't care who you are, how much money you're making, how many, mega transformations you've given someone. When your conversations leave other women feeling less than, or like their business is nothing but a pile of problems, or they are nothing but a pile of problems, this is a fucking mega red flag for me, and I'm not here for it. Like, bye, Felicia. We don't have time for this stuff, okay? We are busy entrepreneurs. We have lives to change. We are here to do something. If you're here, you know that you're here for so much more. That's why you're here. That's why you're building the business that you're building. And these people that are sending you off track, or if you are someone who is, unknowingly sending people off track, then this is your warning. You need to do better. This industry as a whole needs to do better. And remember that we're dealing with actual humans, right? And I put this disclaimer up on my Instagram story, and I want to share this with you as well, that before anyone goes into a spiral of, well, people need to practice discernment, not everything on the internet is for them. Okay, true. And then the other thing is, well, people just need to build emotional intelligence because, you should be able to consume content, know that it's not for you, know that it's not true, and then be able to sail on by. Neutrality is the thing, right? We're also still all fucking humans. And this is what I want you to remember at every step of your journey. Yes, discernment and emotional intelligence, absolutely so important as business owners. But it is really important to know that you're a human having a human experience. That means that no matter what level of personal development you've done, reprogramming your limiting beliefs, integrating your shadows, there are still going to be things that actually trigger you and that you can't remain neutral over because you're human. That is what the human experience is all about. It's the highs and the lows, it's the positive and the negative. There is no way to be 100% neutral 100% all of the time. Like, I just don't believe that to be true, right? When you're embodying being a leader in your business, absolutely you should be able to stay neutral, practice emotional intelligence, practice discernment. But there is still a human element to you. You're not a fucking robot. And there are still going to be things that trigger you, that agitate you, and that, knock you off your path. You need to be able to recognize those and bring yourself back. But I really think that this narrative of basically telling people that if they're agitated or triggered by a post and then don't act on it and let themselves fall into this spiral is, that these people need to just practice discernment and practice emotional intelligence. That has really become a mega fucking cop out. And it is something that I believe is a narrative that's being pushed to really, take the onus off the coach who's saying it. Like, take the responsibility away from the service provider who's putting this information out there on the internet. And that, again, is another mega red flag for me. Like, I'm just not here for it. I think it's really important to remember, once again, we are humans having a human experience. But the people that we work with, our clients, the followers, that number that you see in the followers section of your Instagram bio or your TikTok or subscribers on your YouTube or downloads on your podcast, they're fucking people. They're people also here having a human experience, having highs and lows, having moments of doubt. You have a responsibility to those people to not harm them, right? Maybe this is just me in my health professional, but I actually had an amazing conversation around exactly this point. As a health professional, I have a duty of care to the clients that come into the pharmacy when I am on duty. My duty of care is to do no harm. It is to ensure that the information that I am providing them is only to benefit them. It is to educate them. It is to give them the whole scope of what they need to know in order to make the best decision for themselves, right? And like, that for me doesn't end when I hang up my white coat and leave a pharmacy. That for me carries into my business and it carries into everything I do. And I actually think that it's really time for everyone else in the coaching and personal development space, particularly, to really start embodying that. You have a duty of care to your clients, to your followers, to your community, to your podcast listeners, to your YouTube subscribers. You have a duty of care to them, to provide them a transformation, to do no harm, and to support them through a transformation. I don't think that we realize fully what an incredible responsibility we have as coaches. We have as, personal development practitioners, as subconscious reprogramming tech practitioners. Like, we have an incredible responsibility to be able to work with someone and help them through the depths of their limitations and their traumas and the things that are holding them back. That's a fucking honor and a privilege. And more people really need to be recognizing that, and not just recognizing it and being like, yeah, I love being a coach. Like, it's so cool. And I like, it's a privilege and it's an honor. And I hold this mega responsibility for myself, but also embody that and put it into practice and ensure that the things that you do cause no harm. Other thing that really fired me up in this last week was listening to a podcast. It was an interview with two women who help other women master their money mindset, step into abundance mindset, and basically grow businesses. And this was the advice shared. Buckle up, because this one fucking blew my mind. So the advice shared was for someone who is struggling, who cannot bring themselves to taking action, who is so stuck in their limiting beliefs and their self-doubt and the self-sabotaging patterns, to go and take some time on their own, grab a journal, and write down everything that they hate about their life. And as I sat there, all I could think was, why? Why are we so focused all the time on all the shit that is going wrong? Someone who is already down, who is already feeling like they're, about to tap out on their business, about to tap out on their dreams. They don't need to be reminded of the pain that they're experiencing. They don't need to be reminded of the fact that they already are in a position that they're not happy with. That is just digging that pain in deeper. People are already aware of their problems. They're already aware of the things that they don't like in their life. To tell someone to sit and actually spend their time, and the words were literally, write out everything you fucking hate about your life, right? It gets worse, or better, if you will. The next piece of advice was basically that this should motivate you to change your life, and that if you don't make moves from this position, to be prepared for your life to fucking suck forever. I'm sorry, what? Like, what? This is not advice. And this is not something that I would ever recommend anyone to do. It's okay to reflect on where you are. It is okay to reflect on where you are. And I do not think that we should be delusional about where we're at. But to put the spin on it that's so negative and so painful, and literally using the words like everything you fucking hate about your life, what kind of weight do you think that holds on where you are now? And here's what happens. You've now set up an identity in your subconscious mind that the now fucking sucks. And the now is so shit, right? And because everything has opposites, we live in a life of duality and polarity, right? What's the opposite to fucking suck? Fucking amazing. So what happens is you've now set up a narrative that now is fucking shit. And here's all the reasons. Here's all the reasons that the now is so fucking shit. And that automatically sets the future up to be fucking amazing. And everything's going to be better when you reach that goal, when you're making that money, when you've got those, new clients, new courses, new programs, travel, whatever it is in your future. Setting that up, being like, oh, that's it. Everything's going to be amazing when I hit that. Can you see what happens? There is a mega fucking imbalance. There is a mega imbalance. And in order then to reach that goal, this identity of the now is shit actually needs to die. Like something needs to happen with that identity. It needs to be gone, because it will continue to self-sabotage you. Because when you create these identities that have opposing end results, right? That have opposing views and that have opposing focuses, you're going to stay stuck. That's not how you create motivation. That's not how you quantum leap. That's not how you collapse time. And it's not how you manifest. In order to manifest, your identity now needs to be equal to your identity in the future. That means you're embodying that version of you now. How are you embodying the version of you now that's life is awesome, that's doing all these cool things, that's earning all the money, that's making 7 figures, that's got an epic team, when your now is so fucking shit and you hate your life? It doesn't work. And this is the whole problem. This is the structure that personal development gets you stuck in. And the thing is that, yeah, sure, sitting down and writing out everything you hate about your life, it's going to feel motivating as fuck. You're going to be in the whole like, I'm totally changing my life energy, which is great. You know, you'll take action and you'll feel great and everything will be amazing because you're changing your life. And I give it a week. I give it 2 weeks. I give it a month tops. You'll be back stuck in inaction, sitting in resistance, sitting in your doubts, feeling shit again, right? Because this motivation in the shit, in the negative, is so short-lived. And do you want to build an amazing empire based off that energy, based off the now being so shit? True neutrality as a leader means that you are able to accept an outcome no matter what. Means that you know that you will be okay in your life no matter what. It means accepting the now. It means not making the now shit. It means not hating the now. It means not completely rejecting where you currently are now. You don't have to reject the now. You don't have to make things shit. You don't have to reject failure in order to manifest quantum leap, create the things that you desire in your life. You just need to get into the right structure. You just need to stay focused on the things that you desire. Stay focused on those things. This is literally the things. When I take a client through a process, this is how we start. What do you desire? What are you wanting to create in your business? What does that look like? How does that feel? And really, really, really getting that person to experience all of that. They're actually going to sit and visualize it. And what's going to happen is their subconscious, because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined, the subconscious is literally going to start throwing up red flags. Those red flags are literally the resistance that is holding you back. You don't need to go looking for this stuff. You don't need to go writing out why things are shit, why you think they're shit, anything like that. Your subconscious will tell you. When you sit and you visualize a reality and your subconscious is not in alignment with it, it will tell you. It will pop up with the beliefs. It will pop up with the red flags. It will pop up with the feelings and the emotions that would be holding you back if you were in that reality, or holding you back from reaching that reality, right? So we go, okay, what's in the way? This. Our subconscious has already told us. And then we go, cool, we need to create tension. Yeah. So where are we now? And what's in the way? We do not make the now worse. We do not make the future better. We simply notice that they are different, that you are not quite where you want to be, that your now is different to the things that you desire. That's it. It's neutral. The now is not worse. The future is not better. They're just different. And when this can land, when you can really fully understand and embody this, I promise you, this will change the game for you. This will change how you create in your business. This will change how you collapse time, how you quantum leap, how you do everything. Now, when I said at the beginning that I'm loving having these conversations with you over on my Instagram, I meant it. If you are loving these episodes, if something landed for you today, actually, do you know what? If something landed for you today, I want you to screenshot this episode, share it to your Instagram stories. Don't forget to tag me. And I want you to share your big takeaway, because I really want to know, and I want this message to be spread. You know, I did a new reintroduce myself post the other day on my Instagram, and I literally said in there, because this is the truth, I am here to completely reinvent the way that you see and do personal development in your business. This industry is broken, and there is so many things that we can do to fix it. That's a little bit of an ironic word choice for me, because, I'm not here to fix or heal, right? But to shift it, right? There are things that we can all do to band together and shift the way that things are going. We can shift this industry. We can do better, but we need to all be, as coaches, as service providers, as personal development consumers, we need to be sharing this word far and wide. So I would love it if you could help me share my message further by sharing these episodes either on your Instagram stories with a big takeaway, because I love seeing that, or with a friend who you just know needs to hear this message, or could do with a different perspective on things. I would also absolutely love it if you could leave me a 5-star review on whatever platform you are listening to this episode. If you are watching on YouTube, hello, leave your comments below if you have any suggestions on episodes that you would love to see in the future, or things that you'd really love me to dive deeper into. Like, I'm so here for it. I'm here to create for you, to make an impact, to share my opinion, to share my different way of seeing things in order to shift your perspectives and, basically just give you another way of viewing things. We can literally change everything together.